Well, good afternoon and welcome here to Guiseley AFC Radio. We've had some gremlins this afternoon. It has to be said, we are struggling to get on air, but we hopefully are coming through loud and clear, and it'll be great to get your feedback. You can tweet us at Guiseley Radio. Just let us know how the stream is faring up, given that we've had a few problems, haven't we, Tom, this afternoon, because the Wi-Fi went down just a little while ago. So we're currently, for those of you who know Nethermoor, underneath the TV gantry, protecting ourselves from the rain, aren't we? Sheltering from the rain, just behind the dugouts and underneath the rather loud tannoy at the moment. But welcome to all of those who maybe haven't joined into this service before. I'm Colin Robertson, and alongside me this afternoon is Tom Feeney.
Well, good afternoon. What a fantastic day this is. Leeds United at Nethermoor Park, and well, at the start of the day, if you'd have told me we'd be below the TV gantry with plenty of rain, I really wouldn't have, well, I wouldn't have believed you, but we're here, we're on air, and what a fantastic game this will be. And of course, David Hockaday's first game in charge in England of Leeds United. Yeah,
and at least we're going to turn up, aren't we? 16-0, wasn't it, the first pre-season friendly there?
Well, yeah.
Leeds United had, so we'll be hopefully able to put up a bit more of a sterner test this afternoon. Of course, the Lions had a wonderful run into the end of the Conference North season last year. We were in the bottom three at October, and by the end we reached the playoff final and were very, very close to going up. Very unfortunate to lose to a last-minute goal in extra time. Are you over that yet, Tom?
Not really, no. I'll be honest, you know, it's heartbreaking, it really was. I still get the flashbacks of Steve Drench trying to keep the ball out and it just going in, and you know, but what a fantastic achievement it was for Mark Bauer. When you look at, you know, when he took over the job, it looked like really mid-table would be the aim, to get into the playoffs, to get two fantastic victories against North Ferriby United in the semi-final. Remember, with Steve Drench not available as well, Stephen Dickinson putting in some fantastic saves, and well, getting so near yet so far, but a lot of the squad's been kept, and you just got to look for this season, and hopefully it'll be fifth time lucky.
Well, I think that's a very important aspect of our pre-season. Of course, there'll be players here that will be unfamiliar to Leeds United fans, if there are any of those tuning in this afternoon. I know they've got their own service, Leeds United TV. They're also here today, and but if you are tuning in via the Guiseley service, you may recognise, you certainly will recognise Ben Parker, who's been at the centre of most of the sort of build-up that there is really for this pre-season friendly, because of course he had a great pedigree with Leeds.
Yeah, well, I spoke to him last week and he was talking about how much he enjoyed his time at Leeds United. He was, you know, really didn't want to leave the club, and he was just saying how strange it's going to be facing Leeds United, a team that he's supported all his life, and well, you know, it's going to be a very good day for him, a very emotional day. Hopefully, though, the main aim is that the lads at Guiseley, their fitness will be improved just that little bit more going into the Conference North season.
So Leeds United line up as follows. The team sheet's in now.
What it's all about, it's getting the players' fitness up, and it's getting them to a level now where they can go into the Conference North games, and you know, the games for Leeds United in the Championship, where they're ready, they're match fit, they're sharp, they're ready to go for the start of August.
So here we go. The two sides are just about to go through their warm-ups now. Referee today, Adrian Holmes, is taking the ball out to the centre circle. Leeds United are just away to our right in an all-gold strip. It's a funny sort of colour, isn't it? It's a sort of variant on yellow, isn't it? Sort of a slightly gold version with blue trim. Guys here in white shirts and navy blue shorts and socks. To our left, attacking towards the railway end of this ground. Behind us is the cricket field, and there is absolutely no chance we're going to get pelted by a cricket ball this afternoon, because the rain means that that's put paid to that game.
Well, that's one positive about the weather.
For us, yeah, it is, isn't it? But there is a good fixture ahead of us here with the Lions taking on Leeds United here at Nethermoor on Guiseley Radio. So Tom, what final thoughts just before as the referee's going through the coin toss? What do you think would be a good outcome?
I think that's interesting because last week it might have been 3-0 to Bradford City, but that level of performance by Guiseley really was a case of, you can just see the progress, especially from the win against Albion Sport. And if every game Guiseley's players can just increase their fitness, that match sharpness to a sustainable level, you know, you'll be happy. So I don't think the result matters too much. Obviously, you don't want to be humiliated, you don't want to lose by too many goals, but I think, you know, if Leeds United won this game 2-0 and Guiseley put in the same level of commitment and performance they did against City, I think that's a decent result for Guiseley, all things considered.
Well, we've had a couple of gremlins in their back line as they play it along the back to the left back. Guiseley just taking their shape and playing in a 4-2-3-1 as normal, as predicted really, for the Lions. And unfortunately, our team sheet, we've just noticed at the last minute, because everything's going wrong, doesn't have the proper Leeds United numbers on. So we're going to be guessing for a little bit, but we'll work it through. And I'll just maybe ask Tom if he can work out who's who.
I can have a good guess of who they are.
And jot it down on this. But at the moment, Leeds attacking at the moment. Down the right-hand side. And across comes Parker to clear, Danny Lowe to clear rather. Leeds United now attacking down the left flank, coming forward with some purpose to the edge of the area. The cross comes in, but it's wayward and goes behind for a goal kick.
Well, first time that Leeds United have been able to just get into Guiseley's half. A decent cross, no real danger for Guiseley. Steve Drench knew just to leave it we're going to go out of play, but you know, that's the kind of intensity that Leeds United will be able to bring, and it's just all about, for now, Guiseley just keeping going, keeping their shape, not panicking, because Guiseley will get a chance in this game. It's just all about if Leeds United get a few beforehand.
The game back underway. And Guiseley try to attack down the right-hand side and pick it up now with Jack Stockdale trying to work his way through a morass of Leeds midfielders. The ball up to the front line now where Leeds lose possession, and as a tackle comes in from Danny Forrest, only at the expense of a Leeds throw just over the halfway line inside the Guiseley half in front of the main stand opposite us. Leeds pick up now in midfield and are just about ready to move down the left flank. At the moment, though, it's a fairly steady and static pace to this game. Neither side really come out of the traps and attacked the other yet, just working on their positioning and holding on to the ball as we speak. The Leeds United players playing patient possession football inside their own half under the new management team of Dave Hockaday for their first team fixture in the UK of their pre-season. United now coming forward here, and there's a bit of a late challenge by Adam Boys, but nothing really comes of it. Now a raking cross-field ball, cross here towards Morrison, but it's over Steve Morrison and into the hands of Stephen Drench.
Well, again, Leeds United getting forward. It's just all about, you know, with Adam Boys there, that level of commitment. Fine, the tackle was a little bit late, but Adam Boys not letting the Leeds United defence have too much time on the ball, and that's so important, and that's something Boys did against Bradford City. If he can do it again, maybe this time he'll get a bit of a reward with it, with a goal.
Long ball forward from left back there. We're just working with our papers, I'm afraid. If we're a little bit cut out for the first few moments here, we're just dealing with a bit of wind and papers and numbers we've got to work out. There's a real multitasking job, and unfortunately I'm not really up to the up to it today. But Guiseley now, they're not missing anything. Dukara's on the ball on the halfway line for Leeds United, but has opted to go backward once again. And at the moment, Zach Thompson is in field. It's out here to the front man now again. Dukara has a little bit of a run. Tripped up by Gavin Rothery. Free kicks taken quickly. Killick charges forward now in field, and then It breaks down until it finds Dukara. Dukara launches a shot from distance. Not a particularly impressive shot at all, really. It was flat and comfortably past the post.
Yeah, well, you're taking a risk if you're giving Dukara a chance like that. He drags the shot wide in the end, but obviously this is his first game really with Leeds United, so it's all about him just getting used to working with his new teammates. But, you know, decent effort there, but yeah, again, nothing too much for Stephen Drench. He wasn't worried in the slightest.
I'm just going to give Tom a job now. He's going to jot down these positions for us, unfortunately. But thanks very much to Sports Coverage, who's given us the positions. And that's a great piece of feedback from you guys. Thanks ever so much for that. And at the moment, Leeds United just penned back for a brief spell as Gavin Rothery came forward, but normal services quickly and swiftly resumed. Killick at the back there, laying it off into the feet of Charlie Taylor. And the ball goes all the way back to Silvestri. Guiseley at the moment, again, in this sort of position of just sunk back into their own half, and Leeds United just patiently building before Gavin Rothery steps up and takes over. But Bianchi trips him, and Guiseley have a free kick just inside the Leeds half, about level with the edge of the centre circle out here on the right-hand side. Andy Holdsworth to take. There's absolutely no sign of the Lions searching forward or going along with this. Brooksby picks it up, has a little bit of a run. In the end, it's a pretty aimless run, and Dukara comes across from up front to intercept the ball, and Leeds United come away with it now. Taylor infield now to Norris. A good cross-field ball here, and up from right back charged Thompson, but he couldn't get onto the end of it, and in the end it's gone out for a throw-in. I think, Tom, you've managed to do a super job there with the numbers, and thanks very much to Sports Coverage once again. Great tweet. We vastly appreciate it this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
We have a flick on. It's cleared by Danny Lowe. Picked up now. Taylor inside the Leeds United half. The ball back in field to Ross Killick. And again, it's this patient build-up, isn't it? It's a steady sort of game so far, and the early opportunities, 7 or 8 minutes into this match, have been from distance and sort of half chances. Nothing of any great note. I
think that's what you found with pre-season football, though. There certainly is that lack of intensity, because although players definitely, are trying, they're improving their fitness, they know that there isn't 3 points on the line. There isn't, a cup competition aspect at stake. So it really is just a case of both sides keeping possession. Guys, they've had to run with it a few times, but Mark Barrow will be happy with that, because it's a good workout for the lads, and Dave Hockaday will be seeing plenty of his players with the ball, seeing what they can do.
Well, Leeds just lays it back to the goalkeeper, Silvestri. The ball goes forward, picked up by Bianchi. Tackled by Brooksby. Wayne Brooksby lays it back to Stephen Drench. Drench plays a very cool sort of pass clearance to Ben Parker. He looks almost as if he's shanked it a few times in his clearances, but he always seems to be very deliberate with his clearances. The ball again cleared by Drench. Looking this time for Adam Boyes, but it's intercepted. Leeds come forward, long ball over the top here, looking to find the run of David Norris. It's now out to the left flank where Taylor gets the ball back in. This time a great cross, and it's knocked behind for a goal kick. And for some reason we had a blast from the tannoy that nobody quite works out what was that for. Well,
with that good a clearance, it deserved a bit of music. Good clearance there by Danny Hall. Better safer than sorry, getting it out for a frame which Leeds United will now take.
Yeah, level with the penalty spot on the left-hand side. The ball thrown infield here to Dukara. Just trying to work it down that left flank, but they've gone back. And then eventually it's laid forward towards Bianchi, but he can't get on the end of it. And now Guiseley come away with it here with Ben Parker down the left-hand side, but they're not out of their own half. Parker's quickly blocked by Tong. And then the ball comes across here to Gavin Rothery. Rothery down the right-hand side. Can he get the ball out here to Brooksby? He can. He's on the touchline. Brooksby gets a cross in. It goes beyond everyone, and it's going to go out for a throw-in on the far side.
Good idea there by Wayne Brooksby then. Gavin Rothery, good play by him as well. So, you know, this is what all you're looking for at the moment is just nice little bit of touching, good passing. And, you know, it's good to see the likes of Gavin Rothery and Wayne Brooksby, two players who really impressed last season, particularly towards them for Brooksby. You know, starting this season with, you know, a couple of decent performances already, and so far so good for the Guiseley players.
Drench now has the ball on the edge of the area. Closed down by Dakara, but he plays it long. Boys goes for the tackle, wins the ball well, and now plays it into Gavin Rothery, who beats a man, beats Killick, goes forward. Good tackle comes in, though. Recovery challenge there from Charlie Taylor, and it's back to the goalkeeper, Marco Silvestri.
Good play all round there, because Gavin Rothery does really well. Nice tackle before that by Adam Boyce, and then Charlie Taylor, it's a well-timed tackle, clearly gets the ball. And, you know, Dave Hockaday will be glad that he can see it, you know, defended with that alertness, because if he hadn't got there, Gavin Rothery was in.
Ball's just back into the Leeds United half for a brief spell. And then picked up again by Killick. And he looks to give the ball to Bianchi. And then Guiseley with the ball back in the Leeds United half, regroup, gain their shape again. While Leeds patiently build up from the back, up to the halfway line. Andy Holdsworth steps across Bianchi and gets the ball off him, and now Gavin Rothery has a run. He's got Killick ahead of him, plays it left near towards Boyes. Boyes is cut out. Holdsworth picks the ball up though on the edge of the area, puts it to the left-hand side where Danny Forrest collects, goes infield, inside the penalty area now for Guiseley, gets the ball across the 6-yard box, just, well, not even across it, it was tackled before he could, but Guiseley still have men forward. And eventually Leeds United clear up only to the edge of the centre circle, but then Jake Lawler loses possession. Dakara on the halfway line battles off Danny Hall and then plays the ball to the left-hand side where Taylor comes forward from left back, gets the ball into the area up towards the back post. Good header just wide of the upright and behind for a goal kick, but a good incisive counter-attacking move there by Leeds United, almost ending up with a counter-attacking goal after Guiseley had applied their first bit of pressure of this game.
Well, yeah, you know, Steve Morrison there, it's basically a free header. I did think he'd get that on target, just scoops it wide. But, you know, just going back to that previous chance for Guiseley, Danny Forrest, he just seemed to get caught in two minds. He wasn't sure whether to cut inside and have a shot himself or maybe get a crossing, and in the end, is tackled. And it just at that level, you can't be so indecisive, or, you know, you'll be made to pay. But Leeds United there, it's a good chance.
Well, the ball's back with Silvestri. 13 minutes gone, 0-0 here at Nethermoor. Guiseley holding their own so far against Leeds United. Not unexpectedly, it's the Championship side that's had all of the possession. But Guiseley have made the first sort of foray into the Leeds United half. Meanwhile, we've had a couple of half chances on Stephen Drench's goal. Another one perhaps building up here as Bianchi collects the ball now, comes forward. He's got Charlie Taylor to the left, who plays the ball into the area. Dakara's looking to get onto it. Good header away there by Danny Lowe. And then a ball forward here to Gavin Rothery. Gavin Rothery loses out, Bianchi takes over. And then the ball's back here with Ross Killick. And eventually taken away. And the Lions regroup, get the shape back, and concede possession once again to Leeds United, but they just sort of knocking the ball around on the halfway line and come over the halfway line. So finding it hard to break down the Lions at the moment.
Yeah, and you know that's something that Mark Bauer will take so many positives from, because if you know Leeds United can't break Guiseley down, then it gives the lads confidence in these Conference North games, because you know that you're playing a side, you know, that are going to be below Leeds United. But it's been a good positive start by Guiseley. It's just now all about just trying to get forward once or twice more. Now
Leeds coming forward down the right hand side. A good interception comes in from Stockdale. Ball bounces around and in the end it's gone behind for a goal kick after Stockdale's clearance. Good run. I think it was David Norris who was in there, and Steve Morrison who was in the build up to that move for Leeds United. but in the end they couldn't quite make the final ball pay. And it's a goal kick for Guiseley.
Well, the Leeds United coaching staff really liked that move because two members of the coaching staff, Hockaday was clapping as well, but two members actually stood up and clapped. Hockaday was applauding as well, so they're liking what they're seeing, and I think Mark Bauer has to, be liking what he's seeing because Guiseley, they're not breaking down. They're keeping a line. They're not letting Leeds United have their own way, and that's really all you can ask from Guiseley so far in this game.
It's been a good solid start to the match for the Lions. 15 minutes gone, 0-0. Guys, you've just got themselves a free kick. A free kick inside the Leeds United half, just about level with the centre circle. Towards the left-hand side as they attack the Leeds goal, just in front of the two stands, opposite where we are today. And the free kick is taken, it's high, up towards the back post, it's collected easily by Silvestre. And Wayne Brooksby's delivery on that occasion wasn't the best. And now it's a chance for Guiseley, well, for Leeds United rather. And away we go. It's a tackle on the halfway line. And picked up now by Killock. To the left-hand side here, picked up now by Taylor. Taylor square into the feet of Bianchi, and he can't keep possession though for Leeds. And Guiseley pick it up now with Rothery. Rothery over the halfway line, up towards Boys. Killock comes across, lays it back to the goalkeeper Silvestre. And the ball is forward to Tom Lees. Lees has it in the back line once again, lays it up towards Dakara. Then a good ball over the back four. Stephen Drench is quickly out and clears from the edge of the D. Well, Manuel Neuer-esque performance there for a moment.
I was just going to say that Steve Drench must have been watching the World Cup because the moment he saw some danger, he runs out of his area, makes sure the ball's cleared away from his penalty box. And, that's what a good keeper can do. Obviously, if you're caught out, you've got egg on your face, but luckily for Drench, he was able to get it out of play.
He's definitely the best goalkeeper in the division that we play in. Stephen Drench has been the keeper of the team of the season, I think, for 4 seasons now, isn't it? Year on year, he's put in some great performances, and really, you wonder whether he could be playing at a higher level. Guys who now have the ball in the centre circle and have it with Wayne Brooksby. Flips it forward towards Gavin Rothery. It's headed away. Jack Stockdill collects. Looking quite comfortable in this starting lineup is Stockdill.
He's one of these players who he was really highly rated at Bradford City, and I know I looked at a couple of forums. A lot of fans were shocked that he was released by City, and I think quite a few thought that if he was going to leave Bradford City, but probably for like a League Two club. So for him to be at a Conference North club, he's had a couple of games. He's impressed Mark Bauer. It's such a positive, and hopefully he will get a permanent contract at the end of it.
He's certainly looked solid in this first 20 minutes or so of this pre-season friendly here with Leeds. The ball's now down the left-hand side, and the attack here builds up with Morrison. Morrison down to the touchline, just over, plays that one, and it's behind for a goal kick. And there's a rather ironic cheer of "Who are you?" from the home fans for a second. There's no sense of irony in that, I'm sure. But 19 minutes gone, still goalless, and still pretty timid affair, actually, to be fair.
I think for the spectator it might not be, so pleasant on the eye, but both managers, they'll be happy with this. They're both playing a good game of football, both sides, and both will be gaining from this. And that's all you need to do from pre-season football is gain from each game. And that's exactly what's happening so far.
Ball now in the Leeds United half. Interception from Wayne Brooksby. Doesn't fall fortuitously for Guiseley. And it's cleared all the way back now with Stephen Drench. It's a great crowd here. It's standing around the fences here at Nethermoor mostly. And the crowd is sort of 2-3 deep in most places. Don't think we could have squeezed any more in, could we, really? We've got the full amount here. Guys have come forward, but the flag is raised. And it will be a free kick to Leeds United.
You know, talking about the crowd though, it's such a massive boost for for some of these players, especially the younger players for guys who'll be coming on during the second half, to see so many fans here, because this will be one of the biggest crowds they'll have played in front of, and it gives them such a boost. And then it's also that ambition for them to maybe get playing in front of these crowds again and again, and that's what pre-season football can do for the younger players.
Chance now, Leeds come forward, ball into the edge of the D. David Norris looking to get on the end of it. It's cleared up to the halfway line. Lees is bundled over by Boyes, claims a free kick, nothing given. Boyes wins possession back, gives it to Stockdale, but Stockdale's robbed, and now Leeds come forward looking to release Dukara, but Guiseley intercept in time and then send the ball up to the halfway line, where Boyes controls, lays it into the feet of Brooksby. Wayne Brooksby, of course, missed our playoff final against Altrincham, was a big miss with a broken jaw, and it's great to see him back in full flow in pre-season. Gavin Rothery now on the ball on the left flank. Cuts into Danny Forrest. And now back here with Brooksby. It all sort of holds up in the final third for Guiseley and doesn't seem to go any further at the moment. And in the end, it's out for a throw-in. 2 Leeds United in their right-back position.
I think when you look at Wayne Brooksby, the old what if scenario, it really is. What if Wayne Brooksby had played against Altrincham, because it would have made such a big difference, and you never know.
Don't remind me, don't remind me.
I'm sorry for bringing it all back.
We've certainly been having those what if moments all over the summer. I'm sure Mark Bauer and the entire team have as well. Guiseley now on the ball, play it forward up towards Boyes. Picked up by Stockdale. Back to Boyes on the edge of the area, plays it square. Good ball here to Rothery. Rothery's got Forrest on the overlap. Forrest gets a shot away, and it's just over the crossbar. A decent connection there from Danny Forrest, and a great build-up there involving Boyes and Rothery. And almost for a second there, it looked like Danny Forrest was about to break the deadlock. Well,
so many positives with that move, because when Danny Forrest gets the ball, he wants to have a shot, he really does, and it's so near to going in. Just goes past the corner of the goal. The Leeds United goalkeeper Silvestri, he was worried, he dived, just goes wide, and so near to it being Guiseley taking the lead in this game.
Great first opening there for Guiseley there, but Danny Forrest just firing over. Leeds United had their chances as well, but it'll certainly give us a little boost as we continue to perhaps just see if we can break down this Leeds United defence just the once. A goal kick's currently given to the Lions. 23 minutes gone, 0-0.
Well, I think when you look at Leeds United have clearly had more chances, but you could argue that was the best chance, and it's gone to Guiseley with Forrest's effort, and that will give the 11 Guiseley players so much confidence, because they've not been overpowered in this game at all. It's still 0-0.
Now a long ball forward has come from the clearance, and it almost found Suleiman Dukara chasing after it, but again Stephen Drench off his line swiftly, plucks the ball out of the air on the edge of the 18-yard area and swiftly distributes it upfield. Wayne Brooksby back into the feet of Ben Parker on the halfway line. Danny Forrest and Parker combined. Guiseley just not able to get forward. But now here's a bit of a run by Wayne Brooksby towards the edge of the area, in towards Gavin Rothery. Rothery's tackled, and it's a chance here for Leeds United to come away with the ball and counter-attack out to the left-hand side. Picked up by Charlie Taylor, in field now for Bianchi. And back here now for Leeds to come down the right-hand side with Zach Thompson into Tong on the edge of the 18-yard box, and on the right-hand side he's forced back, and now Guiseley are back and completely in shape, so Leeds struggle to break them down and go back to the halfway line. This game not really stretched or open in any stretch of the imagination. Taylor now with a cross from the left-hand side, well cleared by Lowe, up to the halfway line. No meaningful interception from any Guiseley player on that halfway line. The ball back in towards Taylor, but it's cut out well by Danny Forrest. Stockdill battles and wins the ball and now comes forward. A bit of a chance for a counter-attack here from Guiseley. Gavin Rothery on the halfway line. Plenty of Leeds players back now. The ball out to the right-hand side where Stockdill, onside, gets the ball forward, skips past Killick for a second, but Killick recovers really well. Takes the ball away from him, and just another sniff that Guiseley can cause some trouble. And then there's a bit of a heavy challenge just in front of us with Danny Forrest involved. Everyone up happily. And it's a free kick to Leeds United in their own left-back position.
But again, you know, that's more positivity from Jack Stockdill, because whenever he gets the ball or wherever there's a chance to get forward, he wants to. And I think, you know, you've got to give him credit there, because if he gets past Killock, he's got a very good chance to get a crossing or maybe even have a shot himself. So that's really good to see, and he really has been impressing Mark Bauer. And, you know, you never know, it might be the end of this game where he gets the offer of that permanent contract.
Ball's on the halfway line now. Leeds United in full possession. Taylor, square on the halfway line. Lees now with a chance just to prod the ball forward to Tong. And they're looking to prize out options, and attacking options come down the left-hand side again. Good ball from Bianchi. Finds Taylor. Taylor cuts in field, gets the ball towards the back post over everyone. And Dave Hockaday just in front of us applauds the ball, but it's not really been anticipated well enough by the front men, and it's gone out for a goal kick over on the far side. Sorry, a throw-in, rather, on the far side. Well,
it's one of them balls there where, you know, he's seen where the free space is, he finds it, but you've got your two strikers have both gone to the near post. He's aiming for the far. So I understand why Hockaday has applauded that ball, because it's quite a good cross. But you know, it's just that lack of communication now. But that's what you hope before you get to the main season, the starting point. The communication will be there, and the players can know exactly what's going to happen.
Ball picked up now by Taylor. Infield here again as Leeds United patiently build up from the back. Lees now on the ball, threaded through towards the edge of the D, but Jake Lawler intercepts, gets the ball away to Gavin Rothery. Battles well to get up to the halfway line under pressure from Norris. And now Leeds United win back possession and come forward, but there's a good interception from Jake Lawler. Takes the ball well away from Thompson. Now Guiseley with Andy Holdsworth and Danny Forrest have the ball inside their own half. Picked up well now again, Leeds United coming forward here with Tong. Comes down the right-hand side, looks for options into the box. He's got two, but Gavin Rothery and Ben Parker have helped him out to the far flank, and there's a cross that comes in. It's helped, looked as if it was going out by Stephen Drench, but it was helped in by Steve Morrison. It almost caused Guiseley a few problems. That in the end it's out for a throw. Taken quickly, and then a shot from distance. A super drive from Tommaso Bianchi, but in the end a great save from Stephen Drench too. Just palmed the ball past the upright, and it's a corner to Leeds.
Well, we're in the perfect view to just see how good a save that was, because the ball, it looked like it was going into the top corner. Steve Drench able to get a finger onto the ball, get it out for a corner, but it looked like that was going to be 1-0 Leeds United. Fantastic save, Drench.
Tong with the corner, takes it short. Norris, and Tong now out on the right flank, trying to keep the ball in play. Goes down to the byline, the ball played up towards the back post, towards Killick, but he's adjudged to have bundled over Jake Lawler, which is no mean feat given the size of Jake Lawler. And it's a free kick to Guiseley inside their own penalty area.
I was going to say, not that easy to do that, but you know, Jake Lawler, he's really impressed me in this game, and against Bradford City, the amount of that game he played, you know, he's really matured over the last year, especially since Mark Bauer came in, and he seems to read the game so much better now than he previously did. And you know, he really is the first name on Mark Bauer's team sheet. Now I think he played nearly every game when Bauer was manager last season.
Yeah, he's had a real renaissance under Mark Bauer, brought in originally by Steve Kittrick. I think he used to play a former Manchester United youth, isn't he? And he played at Harrogate Railway where we picked him up, but he's certainly looked the part since fitting into central defence and in centre mid since. Not missing much as we ramble on, because Leeds United have a throw inside their own half. The ball's thrown long up towards the halfway line. Andy Holdsworth Just make sure that one's hoofed into the crowd in front of us. Another throw to Leeds United on the halfway line. And again, good work from Lawler just to close down, but Leeds are more than capable of just holding on to the ball at the moment. And here with Taylor, they look to craft out another attack from patient build-up from behind. But I have to say, it looks like Boys and Rotherham just playing a bit higher line. We're not retreating as much as we were in the first sort of 15-20 minutes. And now Leeds attack again. Norris now to the right-hand side. The ball played in towards Dukara. And Morrison is chasing as well after it. Andy Holzer shepherds it out for a throw. And Guiseley now have to defend. Taylor now with the chance to get the ball into the area. The cross comes in up towards the back post again. Good headed clearance there from Ben Parker. Thompson looking to get on the end of it, but can't control, and it's out for a throw into Guiseley.
Well, guys, they've settled down now. They've settled into this game, and that's why Bowers just making sure that a couple of lads get a little bit further forward, because why not? It's 0-0. Leeds United, haven't overawed Guiseley, and there's a lot of positives to be taken from this first half an hour, because you've got to say Guiseley look equal to Leeds United at the moment.
Good long-range shot comes in, but it's over the bar in the end. Stephen Drench well under it. Was speculative more than anything. Back into the crowd. Dipped very late, but into the crowd behind. Uncomfortable for Guiseley. Half an hour gone. Still goalless. If you're just tuning in here on Guiseley AFC Radio. Thank you for joining us, if so. And thanks for all the feedback you give us, particularly on the technical aspects of whether we're getting through on air, because we've had some terrible problems today, I'm afraid. But there's a bit of a short pass back there. Boys chases it down. Out comes Silvestri, collides with Boys, and it's gone behind for a goal kick in the end, but well anticipated there by Adam Boys. Almost picking up on a loose pass back and giving Guiseley an opportunity to get the first goal.
Well, yeah, I thought he was going to get a reward there, because it looked like it was going to go out for a corner. But that's the kind of work rate you're looking for. And Adam Boys there, he didn't have to run after that ball. He did though, and on another day you never know, it might have cannoned in off him and gone in. But for now, he'll just take that he's impressed his manager.
Leeds United working the ball well down the left-hand side. Tommaso Bianchi gets into the penalty area, but he's caught offside. And Guiseley will settle for a free kick on the edge of the 18-yard box. A couple of good chances, haven't we, actually, in this first half hour? That one was a bit of an opportunistic moment. It was well watched and anticipated by Marco Silvestri in the end, who made a good interception on him. But also that Danny Forrest shot that just went over after a good, well-worked move from Guiseley.
I think it's been quite an even game so far. Both sides have had, really good chances. Both keepers have been made to work, and both defences, you've got to say Danny Lowe, who's only played 2 45 minutes and a bit today, he's not looked overawed.
Now a chance here for Leeds United to attack. Ball with Norris, then square here to... sorry, it was Morrison to Norris. Norris's shot from distance in the end is disappointing. It's behind for a goal kick. Stephen Drench just placing it down, taking his time. And it's a fairly sort of lazy Saturday afternoon pre-season friendly feel to it still, hasn't it? It's been a couple of chances, but again, it's sort of a little bit at half pace, I think, I'm sure, from Leeds' perspective. Yeah,
I think if a goal goes in, then everything does seem to...
Tong now on the ball. Sorry, Tom. The ball goes out to the right-hand side where Zach Thompson takes over. Leads in towards the edge of the area. Good ball in from Thompson. Picked up from Tong. On the edge of the 18-yard box. Fires a shot just over the crossbar. He got behind it, but it was always rising. Stephen Drench just underneath it. And in the end, it went just a couple of inches over the crossbar. But that was a good chance there for Leeds.
Yeah, he's just put a little bit too much into that, because... it looked like for a second it might just be going into the top corner, but it just started rising just when it got near the corner. So, but that's another very good chance. But, again, guys, they got the men out, forced him to have that shot early, and that's what makes him, hit it just that little bit too high.
There's a Rather comical interception there from Adam Boyes on Thompson. Oh, I think it might have been Leeds. Anyway, he sort of brought him down to ground and a free kick's given. I love the way he got up and claimed that wasn't a foul. But nonetheless, the game moves on. And Guiseley now defending because Leeds in full possession. The ball in to David Norris, out to Morrison. Steve Morrison goes towards the byline, gets the ball across. A good pass finds Norris. Norris gets a shot, it's blocked, and then picks up the ball again with Morrison. He tries to sort of dink the ball over the goalkeeper, but it's easy for Stephen Drench to collect, who immediately launches the ball forward, looks to get Adam Boyes away. Lees is onto that. Boyes doesn't give it up, puts a challenge in on Lees, and in the end it's out for a Leeds United throw.
Again, great to see Adam Boyes just putting that work rate and that effort in, because it's another occasion where Adam Boyes, he knows he doesn't have to run to get that. There's a very good chance he's not going to get the ball, but he puts the Leeds United defence under pressure, forces them to make a little mistake. And, you know, that's all you can do as a striker, really, when you've not got the ball, is just put that defence under as much pressure as possible.
The ball goes out to the right-hand side with Leeds United attacking now, sent forward towards Norris, but intercepted well by Danny Lowe, who's had a good first half as well. Another player settling into this Guiseley lineup. Vastly unchanged from last season, but a couple of additions. At the moment, Jack Stockdale and Danny Lowe, two players who've joined the team, are doing pretty well. Now Leeds come forward again. This time it's a rather poor touch from David Norris, and it goes all the way back to Stephen Drench. And Guiseley just play the ball between Drench and Lowe and clear up to the halfway line. Good anticipation from Stockdale as Leeds recover possession, but they're still coming forward here with Tong. Tong towards Dukaru, gets the ball on the edge of the area and has a little sort of side swipe at the ball. Doesn't connect with it as he wanted to. And in the end, it's just gone left of the upright and behind for a goal kick.
Well, I thought Steve Drench were just a little bit flat-footed because he wasn't expecting Dukaru to get that shot away. He did really well, but I think Drench knew that was going wide. And you know, you look at the two additions to this starting 11, Stockdale and Lowe. They really have settled in so well, and it's given Guiseley, you know, a good 40 minutes so far.
Zach Thompson with it, plays it into the feet of Tong. Here to Thompson, the ball still in the Leeds half, and it's just coming over the halfway line now. As Guiseley keep their shape, Danny Forrest just making sure he's given that Leeds back line no time to settle on the ball. It's up here with Morrison. Just over the halfway line again, just sort of patient passing, and then a long ball that finds Dukaru on the edge of the 18-yard box, tries to take it past Danny Hall. Dukaru claims there might have been a hands against Hall, but no real chance of that. And in the end, referee waves that one away and the ball is cleared. Up towards Boyes as well. And he did well, didn't he, Boyes, to control it, but it's back with Leeds United. Well, sorry, Tom.
No problem. It clearly hits Hall on the shoulder there. No other player objected to that. So, you know, a bit of a cheeky appeal there by Dukaru. I think he knew he wasn't going to get it, but it's worth making them appeals, and I wonder during the championship season whether he'll keep making them appeals.
Cook now with the ball, have played it forward. It's well intercepted now. He's had a good game so far, Lewis Cook, for me, in the Leeds United shirt. The ball has been picked up, though, now by Guiseley, and that's a rather ambitious raking cross there from Parker towards his fellow fullback in Andy Holdsworth. Holdsworth does enough to keep it under control. Guiseley have the ball in possession. One thing that you could say about the tempo, it's going to be affected by just how humid it is today. It's wet and rainy and a bit cool, but there's an awful lot of humidity. It makes it difficult. Now Jack Stockdale's just been adjudged of giving David Norris a little nudge in the back. The ball down here now with Charlie Taylor. Taylor gets the ball into the area once again. It's just flicked off two players inside the 6-yard box and out now to Ben Parker in left back. He looks forward, looks for options ahead of him. Adam Boyes is chasing it. Good header though from Leeds. Takes it down. Cook gives it to Killock, and Leeds recover possession and start again.
Yeah, I think going back to the weather, this you could argue is the perfect weather for pre-season football though, because the players really are being made to work hard with the rain, the humidity, and it really just increases the players' work rate, their fitness levels, and that's what both managers will want to see.
Now, guys, he just picked up the ball, a rather loose ball there from Tong, straight to Lawler. Now Rothery on the ball, plays the ball to the left-hand side. Forrest surging forward onto the edge of the area, can get the shot away. Super tackle in on him from Zach Thompson, just to get ahead of him, nick the ball away from him just before he was lining up the shot. But that was a good interception from Jake Lawler, and then good work from Rothery. Yeah,
fantastic play, it really was.
Now there's a chance for a counter-attack there. Steve Morrison coming down the left-hand side, snuffed out there by Danny Hall. And it's a throw into Leeds United, but normal service is resumed. We're back in the Guiseley half, and Leeds are sort of ticking the ball over and knocking it around. And it's pretty static with Tong on the ball at the moment, looking for options ahead of him. Gets the ball back from Dukara, goes left this time to Bianchi. And then the ball's infield here to Morrison. Morrison plays a lovely ball in towards Taylor. Taylor now gets another crossover, looking for the frame of Dukara, but it's intercepted this time by Hall. And Brooksby gets it away. And only as far as Cook, but eventually Taylor gets the ball back on this left-hand side. In here to Bianchi. Bianchi has options limited in front of him, so he goes square. And Tong then plays what looks like a fairly aimless ball forward, and it's picked up now by Ben Parker, and guys, you have a chance to pass the ball around in the back for a second. And Andy Holdsworth finds Stockdill. Stockdill and Holdsworth combine again, but they're just unable to get the ball on the deck out of their own half at the moment. Eventually, good work finds Jake Lawler. Good cross-field ball from Lawler, finds Ben Parker, comes over the halfway line. Parker sends it down the left flank. Danny Forrest just checked his run before Parker played the ball, otherwise if he'd anticipated that, could have been sent clear. Rothery now with the ball for Guiseley, 25 yards from goal, gets the ball out to the right-hand side. Wayne Brooksby takes it down, well, cuts in field towards the byline, gets the ball drilled across the face of the goal. It has to be headed behind by Killock, and Guiseley have a corner.
Well, fantastic play there by Guiseley. Really good cross by Brooksby, just plenty of pace on it in the corridor of uncertainty, really putting the defence under pressure. Gets the corner, and that's all you can ask of the likes of Wayne Brooksby, is put the Leeds United defence under a bit of pressure.
Corner now from the right-hand side. 43 minutes gone. It's the Lions with the opportunity to get this one into the area. The ball comes in up towards the head of Jake Lawler. Dukara gets it away, only as far as Boys though, 25 yards from goal. He gets the ball out to the right-hand side where Brooksby, the corner kick taker, gets the ball and cuts in field. He's blocked this time with his cross. And now it's a chance for Leeds to counter-attack here. Cook gets the ball out to Dukara. Dukara comes forward. If he can surge forward, the Lions are held up, but a good tackle in the end by Danny Lowe, who showed his class there to take the ball away from the new Leeds United man. And Guiseley have a free kick in the end after Dukara pulled him back. And that was good defending, wasn't it? Very good defending from Danny Lowe.
Yeah, very good defending, and that's the experience. He showed the experience he has. Doesn't panic, forces the striker to make the mistake, and maybe a less experienced defender might have just panicked and let the striker run in with the ball. Instead, gets the free kick, and guys will be hoping to make something of it.
Well, the clearance goes back into Leeds United territory after the ball came forward. Stephen Drench launching it long, this time just into the stand. I've got 15 guests who've come down today, friends and family, and they're all scattered around the ground. Hopefully they're enjoying this. It's an interesting sort of pre-season friendly, if not thrilling. And it's still goalless and finely balanced in this first half. Of course, we'll see changes in the second. Both sides will want to give opportunities for different players to run on field. Danny Forrest now has the ball for Guiseley on the left-hand side. Plays it into Gavin Rothery. Good spin on the ball from Rothery. Gets the ball out to the left-hand flank. Boys cuts it in, Ben Parker rather, and then he stepped across. Cook, I think it was, who intercepted, and a free kick has been given, and that seemed a little soft to me.
Yeah, he's taken a heavy touch, Ben, but he then gets the ball back, and the Leeds United defender, I think he really understands that he might be in a little bit of trouble, so he just goes down, gets the free kick. But you know, some referees definitely would not have given that.
Ball's picked up now by Killick, and he lays it into the feet of Bianchi, who has a little run forward, looking for options. The option he opts for was David Norris, and now it's out here to Taylor, who's good with delivering a cross into the area. This cross this time is punched away by Stephen Drench, the first attempt and then the second attempt, and eventually picked up now by Gavin Rothery, and Guiseley can counter-attack here. Danny Forrest over the halfway line. He's got Cook in close attention, takes the ball off him, lays it back to the goalkeeper. Referee has decided that that's enough for the first half. It's goalless. Applause around the ground for both sets of players who've worked hard. It's not always been a high-tempo game. It's been one or two chances for Guiseley, and certainly one or two chances for Leeds. But it's been an excellent first 45, I think, for Guiseley, and a good workout, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a fascinating game, this, it really has, because both sides have looked equal. Guiseley have had a couple of chances. Danny Forrest, it looked like he was going to score when he had that shot. Steve Drench has been made to work a couple of times. And, you know, it's been a good workout for both sides. Obviously now there'll be a whole host of changes some point during the second half, but an enjoyable 45 minutes and a good workout for both sides as well.
Well, we thank you for tuning in so far in this first 45 minutes. We're going to take a break. Normally we'd be able to do bits and pieces and give you half-time scores and all that sort of thing, but we're just going to go silent, I'm afraid, this time for 10 minutes or so. But we'll be back on for the second half of this pre-season friendly. The half-time score here, Guiseley 0, Leeds United 0. And stick with us here on at Guiseley Radio. If you're tuning in on the YouTube feed, we'll be back in 10 minutes' time.
B, that means you, Les. Can you shift it, please?
Welcome back here to Guiseley AFC Radio. Thanks for your comments at half-time. Much appreciated. I understand that the Leeds United TV commentary feed has dropped out, so we'll try and do a job for you in the second half here. The two sides are back out, and I'm sure the guys over the other side of the ground, there's nothing we can do actually because we're on the other side here with big crowds between us and the Leeds United feed, but we'll try and do our best anyway to fill in, perhaps not quite so expertly as you're normally used to. But Guiseley at the moment 0-0 here at Leeds United, at home to Leeds United in this pre-season friendly. And the game's just underway for the second half. We're expecting a vast array of changes in this half of football, but none yet have happened. We'll see those no doubt as we head towards the hour mark. A long ball forward already. Leeds United might as well just get ready to change our angle of heads direction, which was for a long time looking at the Guiseley half to our left, and now it's going to be looking to the Guiseley half away to our right, because Leeds United enjoying a lot of possession, getting the ball into the Guiseley penalty area fairly infrequently, playing a good patient build-up, but not really littering the goal with chances. And at the moment have the ball here with Tom Lees. Plays it into Zach Thompson. A good ball goes forward. Tries to set off Tong on the edge of the area into the feet now of Norris. Norris takes a shot from distance. It's not the greatest of shots. He's skewed his effort, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Well, I understand why he had that effort, because it just set up nicely for him, but never got the connection that he needed, always going wide. And you know, another instant where I think the guys in the defence are more than happy to let the Leeds United players have a shot from 25, 30 yards out. That's what they're being reduced to at the moment. And, you know, it's no real danger for Guiseley because they've got so much trust in the keeper, Steve Drench, and, you know, and quite a few of the efforts have gone wide as well. So Guiseley not being put under so much pressure so far.
The ball goes back there. Stephen Drench plays the ball out up to the halfway line. Taken down now by Danny Forrest. And laid back in here to Danny Lowe. Lowe sprays the ball out to the right-hand side. Taken down really well by Andy Holdsworth. Still inside the Guiseley half. Picked up now by Stockdill. Stockdill plays a raking crossfield ball. Finds Danny Forrest, who goes down towards the touchline. Gets the ball past the defender into the penalty area. He's got a very difficult angle here. Threads the ball into the feet of Jake Lawler. And Lawler almost connected by placing the ball in the net. But his effort went tamely wide in the end, and he will regret that miss because that was a great opportunity after great work from Danny Forrest. Yeah,
fantastic chance there for guys. It really should be 1-0. Jake Lawler there, you know, he could have even had a touch. He had so much room in the area, which, you know, is unheard of really against Leeds United. But, you know, the effort just dragged it wide and didn't really put the keeper under too much pressure as well, which is a shame.
Well, very impressive move there. It was all came from a super ball from Stockdill that was taken down well by Danny Forrest, and he beat his man. I think it was Killick that he managed to sort of nutmeg inside the area, and then played a good ball into Lawler. But he was leaning back, wasn't he? And unfortunately, he just didn't have the right shape to hit the net really with the angle of the shot. And it's giving Guiseley a little bit of a boost now. Forrest on the ball. Forced back, though, by Zach Thompson. And Stephen Drench takes over. Hands it to Holdsworth. Holdsworth forward into the feet of Brooksby. Good test this for the Guiseley at the moment, and they're responding. Crossfield ball now again by Stockdill into the feet of Ben Parker. Parker cuts in field. Gives it to Jake Lawler. And now chance for Danny Forrest to have a run with the ball. Plays a lovely little touch into Ben Parker, who's made a good run into the area. Now down to the touchline. Crosses the ball once again. Similar situation to the one that Forrest carved out a few moments earlier. Now Forrest back out on the left-hand side. Lays it into the feet of Lawler. Lawler square towards Stockdill, but a good tackle. And chance here for Dukara to come away with the ball. Good tackle on him by Danny Lowe, but still Leeds come. This time with Charlie Taylor, who's really threatened down this left flank so well for Leeds United in their first 45. This time another ball into the area, up towards the head of Morrison. Morrison gets it down from a second touch from Norris. Norris and Morrison combine for a little bit too long. They hang on to the ball, and In the end, Guiseley do enough to clear, and Wayne Brooksby on the counter-attack comes forward. He's got Killick to beat. Brooksby cuts in field. He's got Forrest on the left-hand side if he can find him. He does. He plays it out here to Danny Forrest. Forrest, he's got Taylor to beat. Sorry, Zach Thompson to beat, but in the end, he just takes a little touch past him, drives it, not really goal-bound with the left boot, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, very good play, though, by Wayne Brooksby, putting the Leeds United defence under a lot of pressure. Finds Forrest, who gets into the area, and he takes a step over. It looks like he might just try and cut inside. Instead, he decides to have a shot, always going wide. It was quite a harmless effort in the end. But, and again, guys are getting forward, getting the ball in the Leeds United area, and that's really good to see for the Lions.
Cook now on the ball, plays it forward. Tong takes a charge in midfield, lays it to the right-hand side. Norris and Tong combine well. Just able to keep it on that touchline is Tong. Gets a good cross in, headed away by Hall well. And picked up again here by Thompson, who comes back out to the right-hand side and gives it back to Bianchi, whose cross is picked out well by Stephen Drench. At the moment, it feels fairly evenly paced game, doesn't it? Which is certainly not what we were expecting this second period.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, guys, every Leeds United have a chance. Guys will have a chance not soon after, and I think it really has been a really impressive performance by Guiseley. It just really has.
Parker tries to release Adam Boyce with a cross, but it's cut out. Parker really raising his game, I'm sure, today, just for sake of pride, as he wants to prove what he's got to this Leeds United side. And he's certainly been impressive since he's joined us. It's just a chance now for a few players to warm up. I think we're going to see a good number of Leeds United changes on the half-hour mark. We've got 51 minutes gone here. And so there's just 10 minutes perhaps for the current 11 that are on the field to keep their places and perhaps make their mark on this friendly, which is goalless. Into its 52nd minute. Ball thrown into the area from the throw-in and cleared well by Danny Lowe. Cook has to chase this one down. Adam Boyce does well, though. Snatches the ball off him, plays it into the feet of Rothery. Rothery has a run at this Leeds United back line. He's got three players around him there. Plays a lovely ball in here to Forrest, who overlaps, but doesn't collect. Picked up, though, the loose ball by Gavin Rothery. Now Forrest cuts in field. Takes a drive from distance, but again, it's not the finish or the connection he'll have been hoping for. And you can strike them from that range just outside the area, but this time he's sort of shanked the shot and it's gone just behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, disappointing there, but Danny Forrest in the first half had a fantastic chance, very similar to that, but now that's two occasions during the second half where it just looks like maybe the better option would be to try and find someone else rather than having a shot which goes harmlessly wide. But again, it's all about getting in the right position, and that's what Danny Forrest has done throughout this game.
Chance now for Leeds United down this right-hand side. It's Norris who's going to craft out the opportunity with Morrison. And it's gone behind for a throw-in. Glad to hear that Leeds United TV are on air if you're tuning in, wanting a Leeds focus. I think they may be back from the tweets that we're getting, but thanks for your feedback. At the moment, Leeds United, I think, have just earned a corner down that side. We're just slightly missighted, aren't we here, Tom? So I'm not quite sure what happened, but Leeds United have just earned a corner. It's probably not a good one, really, to concede for Guiseley. It's on the right-hand side as they attack this goal. There's about 5 or 6 yellow shirts in the area. The ball comes over, it's headed away. I'm not quite sure who got the touch on it. I think it was Danny Hall. Helped up towards Adam Boyce, who's chasing after this one. But Zach Thompson holds his nerve and plays the ball back to the goalkeeper, Silvestri. Leeds United start again here with Dukara. Dukara into the feet of Bianchi. And the ball into Leeds. Leeds into the feet now of Tong. And Tong plays it out square now to Taylor, who cuts in field. Gets taken down by Wayne Brooksby. Gets back on because the referee gives the advantage. The ball now into Norris. Norris has a chance to collect the return. Now it's found its way to Dukara, but who gets his shot is well charged down by Danny Lowe, and it's behind for a Leeds corner. And Leeds just coming into this game now in the last 5 minutes, getting back on top.
Yeah, well, they are, but I think, again, good defending there by Danny Lowe, read the play, got his body in the way, made sure he made that block. You know, obviously it was a chance there for Dukara. Looked like he might have been able to take another touch, but in the end he decides to shoot first time. It wasn't the right option, and it's blocked by Lowe, and it now looks like there will be a load of changes that are going to be made.
So we've had a change, and Sam Byram's come on. Not quite sure who's gone off. It's going to be like that, I'm afraid, this second half. But Sam Byram has come on. Just look down the list and we'll see if we can work out who's been replaced for him. The corner comes in, headed away, up in the air now. Guiseley defending deep. Danny Forrest has got on the end of a loose ball and earned Guiseley a throw. And Guiseley will restart this game with a throw-in. 55 minutes gone goalless, first substitution, but look at, we've got about 4 or 5 that are all preparing to change round completely any minute now. And the numbers we may struggle with, but we'll try and keep you right, or as right as we can, with who's coming on. It's great pre-season. It's complete sort of ramshackle set of arrangements, isn't it? It's always difficult to know who's playing where. One of my favourite is always a trialist.
He plays a lot of games, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he? 2 or 3 games, actually, and at the same time. Guys are currently with the ball in their own half. And they have a chance now to a bit of work to do, sorry, because Cook's got the ball and a good challenge comes in on him now, and here's a chance for Wayne Brooksby to go on a bit of a run. Plays it out here to Gavin Rothery. Forrest is in some space down the left-hand side. Gets it on the edge of the 18. Plays it back in field towards Gavin Rothery. Rothery some space out, gets a shot away, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Oh, that was a chance there for Gavin Rothery on the edge of the 18-yard box. His drive went straight at Silvestre, but well-worked move, and once again, Danny Forrest at the heart of it on the flanks. Counter-attack immediately comes from Leeds, but it's out for a throw now. That was a great chance, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah, and yet again it's Danny Forrest getting in the right position. The previous 2 times he's decided to have a shot. This time he looks up, he sees Gavin Rothery. It's a decent chance inside the area. He had to take it first time. There's 2 Leeds United defenders on him. But, you know, he makes the keeper make a save, and that's what you want to be doing in pre-season matches.
What I think is so valuable about this sort of game is that they're showing their class under great pressure, guys. You know, they've obviously found that they've got no space on the ball, but that example was a prime example of how we can find the space. And AD Towers just doing the tannoy there. He's given up the idea of doing all the substitutions. Just to finish the point, really, it was a fantastic, well-crafted move there with Gavin Rothery under tremendous pressure. Just couldn't quite find the finish, but still managing to get chances in there. One change for the Lions that we can bring you is that Ryan Toulson is now on. He's going to take Jake Lawler's place. I wonder if that might be a bit of a shift around. Toulson obviously will probably go to right back. Presumably Andy Holdsworth will go into defensive midfield. Right now I'm going to struggle because we've got a completely changed Leeds United side, and we have no hint of whom is the number. So Tom, I'm going to give you the task.
I was going to say, I think I can do this.
Tom, I'm going to give you the task of just having a look at who is on this list. If you could just sort of take a moment here and have a look, see if you can jot down the numbers while I'll try and busk it for a wee while. But guys, they've made one change in that Ryan Toulson's come on. Leeds United have just about changed the whole side. Goalkeeper, quite a significant number of players outfield. So as expected, a lot of changes now. 14 minutes into the second half, so as we head towards the hour mark, as they expected to do, 2 different Leeds United sides in this game and one fairly consistent Guiseley side this afternoon. The Lions currently 0-0 here, which has been somewhat of an unexpected sort of scenario, really. We expected to be put under a tremendous amount of pressure, but, you know, all credit to the guys here. We've really applied ourselves this afternoon and had chances as well as defended deep and defended well and kept our shape. Currently, Scott Wootton on the ball, one of the substitutes. Plays the ball forward. Cook is under pressure. I think no, sorry, it's not him. It's somebody else, Jason Pearce, I think, who's got the ball. And the ball's down here for Guiseley to clear. And it's a chance now for Leeds United on the edge of the area. A good blocking challenge comes in. Leeds still with players in and around there, and eventually the ball threaded through. And a blocking tackle comes in from Ryan Tulson. And I have to say, it did look like there could well have been a handball shout. The big shout went round the ground, but the referee waved that one away as he went to block the cross till he seemed to get a hands on it. But nothing's given. Danny Forrest has got the ball now for Guiseley as they come down the left-hand side here. Ben Parker gets a good cross into the area, just too far ahead of Adam Boys. And eventually the new left-back, who is being pointed out to me as Stephen Warnock, has got just enough onto it to take the ball away from Adam Boys. And now they come forward again, Leeds United here, down this centre of the field, out to the right-hand side, where the right-back gets the cross in, Sam Byram. This time it falls down to number 7, which is Luke Murphy. His effort is blocked, and Guiseley recover it with Danny Forrest. Adam Boys and Rothery combine really nice from the ball now, and Rothery's got some space down this left flank. Only Boys up with him. Rothery goes into the area on his own, gets towards the byline, but a great tackle in there by Rudy Austin, but at the expense of a corner, and Guiseley have another chance, and that's a fantastic piece of work there from Gavin Rothery. Yeah,
and yet again, you know, Guiseley have been able to keep a lot of their players on, get them working past the 60 minutes, and you know, the likes of Gavin Rothery, Adam Boys, Danny Forrest, Wayne Brooksby, the attacking players, they've just kept going, you know, throughout the whole match. They've been putting this new Leeds United side, you know, new 11 players under quite a bit of pressure getting this corner. See what can happen from it.
Corner for Guiseley on the left-hand side as they attack the Leeds goal. Whipped in this time by, I thought it was Brooksby actually who did it, but it's way too high. Really disappointing, Wayne Brooksby's delivery on that instance. You know, rare chances these. And in the end, he's just blasted it over everyone and out for a goal kick.
Well, when you've got 6 players attacking the ball, trying to get their head onto it, you know, your aim is just to try and get it into an area where there are some of your players. Instead, it just goes over everyone and goes out of play for a goal kick. And, you know, it's interesting because I've just noticed where he is. Massimo Cellino is in the crowd today, where the away director's sign is. He's sat there. So be interesting to see what he's made of the game so far.
Interesting to see what he makes of our stand, to be honest. But I'm sure he's been well looked after today.
3 pine peas.
Guiseley now having to defend. Another ball played forward. Good block there comes in from Danny Hall. I think it was Ryan Tulson who made the tackle that was the shout for the handball, but I'm not quite sure actually whether it wasn't Danny Hall who you know, put a good blocking tackle in the end.
I think it was Hall who made it, you know, dived in, and a couple of shouts for a handball, but I didn't think it was, to be honest.
Walters blocks the clearance, and it's a goal kick for Guiseley, and it's just sort of settling down after the flurry of changes. The two sides just finding their shape, I think, and where they're playing, and Guiseley just having to adjust and readjust to all the new players that are brought on. It's almost as hard as having a change yourself, isn't it, really, when you change your side so comprehensively. Free kick's just been given, and there's a man down. Is that Gavin Rothery who's gone now? No, it's not.
Wayne Brooksby.
Wayne Brooksby, yeah. He's gone down clutching his ankle. Hopefully that's not serious. He's getting up slowly and rather gingerly. But Guiseley, plenty of players on the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Ollie Johnson. I would like to see him have a run out this afternoon. I think he'd relish the opportunity, I'm sure.
He had a disappointing time against Bradford City, Johnson. He came on within 2 minutes, was off because of a bit of an injury, and you know, it's good to see him back on the bench.
The ball goes over the top. And Stephen Drench right out of his area. Tackles one and then takes the ball past another. The clearance from Parker isn't quite as convincing as it might have been, but eventually Guiseley helped the ball away. And again, Stephen Drench doing that Manuel Neuer moment there. Came well out of his goal to make the tackle, but with great effect.
I think he were better than Neuer there, you know, just fantastic. Beats the Walters, the Leeds United striker, to get the ball, then gets another tackle in as well. And yeah, you know, maybe that's what we'll be seeing a lot more of, goalkeepers running out of their box this season.
So Leeds on the ball with Austin. And now out here to Wootton. Scott Wootton plays it forward now. And Leeds beginning to ask a couple of questions again. But Guiseley back in their shape, holding their shape well. Andy Holdsworth in that defensive midfield role with Jack Stockdill. Has added again what he does so best. Well, actually, I think Andy Holdsworth. A bit of midfield steal. Now chance here for Byram to get the ball into the area for Leeds United. Down the right-hand side, crosses in towards the penalty spot, headed away. And picked up now by Danny Forrest. Gives the ball back to Ben Parker. Lays it back to the goalkeeper, Stephen Drench. Eventually Drench gets a good delivery out to Wayne Brooksby. Chests it down for Ryan Tilson. He makes the clearance. Tilson, of course, a player who's had to come back from a really serious injury, hasn't he? And is still finding his feet and his fitness, but he'll be a great addition to us this season. Yeah,
he really will. I think a lot of Halifax fans were disappointed that he left, but Tilson accepted a deal at Guiseley for the security, because obviously he was out for about 8 months with an injury, and it's good to see him, you know, getting just a bit of a run out, but not good to see this.
Well, there was an innocuous-looking challenge, and immediately Gavin Rothery's gone to ground. A big shout, and he's gone clutching at his ankle. Referee stopped play to allow treatment to take place. And let's hope that that's not any more serious than just a painful knock on the shin. But we've had 66 minutes of this game. And I think we're going to see another change for Guiseley. And it's going to be Luke Porritt who will get a chance, who is lining up. I don't know who's going to go off, whether it's just going to be precautionary and they'll take a change here as well with Gavin Rothery. He certainly complained about the injury, but while we're having this treatment, he's not stayed down at all.
I think it'll be Brooksby coming off. Just the way Mark shouted for Wayne to come over to him. I'm not sure, maybe he'll be giving him a couple of words of advice, but you know, Luke Porritt, a really impressive player. He's impressed so much for the academy side. Came on against Bradford City, looked good. You know, he looked like he was going to make a difference, and he, you know, was a bit unlucky not to have a couple more efforts on goal, because he got in the right place a couple of times. And it is Brooksby who's gone off for Porritt, and you know, it's a good changer.
So Luke Porritt coming on for Wayne Brooksby. I'm not quite sure what AD's reading there on the tannoy. Yes, number 17 apparently. But yeah, Porritt on for Brooksby, and be an interesting addition as we go into the final few 20-odd minutes or so of this game. Free kick now awarded against Gavin Rothery, who quite happily is up and on his feet and looking pretty comfortable after looking like he might have taken a bit of a knock. He's played this ball from this free kick into the feet of Ben Parker. Now, as guys are in the Leeds United half, Rothery now on the left flank has a chance to get this ball into the area, goes towards the byline, gets a interception on it, but it falls kindly for Boys. Boys lays it back. Danny Forrest picks it up on the edge of the D, plays the ball in towards Porritt, but it's blocked before it gets towards him. And now here's the chance of the counter-attack, and Walters sets it off down the left flank towards Norris, and it's been intercepted. Now Guiseley can get back into position. Sam Byram now for Leeds United on the right-hand side. Infield here to Luke Murphy. Austin under pressure from Adam Boys. Lays the ball back to Scott Wootton. All these players are substitutes, all players that have come on since the 60th minute, when there was a significant change to the Leeds United lineup, as was pre-arranged really. As they go through their paces, their first UK pre-season friendly, returning from their tour. And at the moment, looking on like they were looking to get into goal-scoring chances. That time, Sam Byron playing the ball into the area, and it's comfortably cleared. Everybody back in the Guiseley half at the moment. Austin on the halfway line, playing it forward. Leeds United just probing, looking to break down this Guiseley defence. And this time the ball forward towards Hunt is cleared and launched away. Matt Smith, rather, who was the target man. How could you mistake him? Byram now on the ball, infield to Murphy. Murphy finds Hunt. The aforementioned Hunt goes forward and is tackled. Byram picks up the loose ball on the edge of the 18-yard box now. Plays a good ball in here to Hunt. Hunt gets the ball into the penalty area where Matt Smith was looking to get on the end of it. But, he didn't really make the connection. And Guiseley can come away with it. Good ball from Danny Forrest into the feet of Adam Boyes on the halfway line. And Guiseley come forward now down this right-hand side. Tilson and Forrest combine. And then a rather loose touch there from Andy Holdsworth gives the ball back to Leeds United. And they come forward, but I find it difficult to break down that midfield. And then the ball threaded through towards Walters, goes beyond him and out for a throw into Guiseley.
Well, I think the big news has to be the sun has come out at long last. It was promised, I think it was promised just before kick-off, but with so much rain, I didn't think it'd be coming out, but good to see it has. And, you know, it's good for, obviously, with so many of the fans in the uncovered bit, it's, you know, nice to see they're not getting wet now for the remainder of this match. Absolutely.
Luke Murphy now on the ball for Leeds United. Forward here towards Walters. Walters can't get on the end of that one. This time it's gone all the way back to Stephen Drench, who, again, just very coolly and collectedly takes the ball at his feet, skips past Walters and then plays it into the feet of Ben Parker. And guys, he's still on the ball with Lowe and Hall. No Danny Ellis this afternoon in that centre-half pairing. Not quite sure what's the situation there. I don't think he's injured, is he? He played on Tuesday night, which was a very disappointing sort of evening. Enjoyable, but guys who never really got into their stride, went through the pre-season rigmarole of probably having a workout and lots of changes. Ball forward now. Adam Boyes takes it down under pressure here from Scott Wootton. Goes back to the halfway line. Tilson holds on to it. Guys are doing some good possession football here in spells. Frustrating Leeds. And Leeds are frustrated because they'll have felt that they should have bagged a couple of goals in this friendly, I'm sure. And at the moment it's still goalless and we've got 18 minutes to go.
You know, remember, these players are trying to impress their new manager, and you know, you've got to say the attacking players you'd judged on getting goals, and so far 0-0. Really, the Guiseley defence haven't been under too much pressure for the last 10 minutes, especially since the changes have been made, since the Leeds changed their entire 11. So for Guiseley, it really has just been a productive afternoon so far.
Holdsworth's raking crossfield ball this time is a little bit overhit, and Leeds United have a throw on the halfway line. Byram it is, who throws the ball back to Scott Wootton. The Lions now anticipating some pressure into the last quarter of an hour of this game as Leeds United look to get the win that they'll feel that they would be certainly expected to get, even though it is a pre-season friendly. Murphy into the feet of Byram and square now to Austin. Good triangle shape and passing to Leeds United's movement. Byram making a good run towards the edge of the 18-yard box, gets the ball into Walters, a shot comes in. Well saved from Stephen Drench. Down to his left, just parries the ball past the upright, but a good move. And Byram at the heart of that move, and a good ball into Walters. Walters' shot parried away by Stephen Drench for a corner.
Yeah, Walters gets lucky there. The ball falls to him, and Steve Drench, he has to get low. You know, it's a decent effort. He has to get down on the floor, does well, gets the save, and you know that he's had a really good game, Drench.
Now they come forward again from the corner. Murphy takes the ball from the short corner. Stockdill sticks to his task, pushes him out wide. The cross comes in eventually, overhit. Guiseley now can force away. Porritt chases that one down. Really get on the end of that one. Picked up again here by Byram at the heart of that good run earlier on in this a few moments ago. And he's coming down this right-hand side once again. Now looking for options ahead of him. Walters under pressure here from Ben Parker. Plays the ball back to Byram, gets the ball back himself. And now Hunt has collected it, given it back to Byram. Infield, good ball, finds some space here. The ball driven in at the Guiseley defence, forced away, and again another drive comes in, another block comes in, and eventually Guiseley get this away. It's all a little bit desperate in the defending there, but in the end, after I think it was A.D. White who got the initial effort in, Guiseley have managed to force the ball up to the halfway line now, and Porritt comes over the halfway line. Nobody really in support. Porritt just has to run. He runs down the left-hand side. Byram's equal to the task. Porritt's forced. But as he makes the cross, Porritt does really well and earns Guiseley a corner kick from good industry.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Porritt, because he realises there's no one in the area. So, you know, trying to get across in isn't going to work. So he just makes sure he gets the corner, makes sure the ball deflects off, goes out of play. Fantastic play by Porritt. He's impressing again, just with each few bursts that he's had so far.
A couple more changes you can probably hear. For Guiseley this time, Redmond Lee is coming on, wearing number 19. He's replacing Danny Forrest, and Ben Parker's making way, who gets a warm applause from the visiting fans. As you might well imagine, he had a great spell at Leeds United. He's now replaced by Kyle Harrison. And so Guiseley with this corner, Redmond Lee straight in there. And Guiseley looking to deliver this from the left. A good ball in this time. Headed away, though, and a chance for a counter-attack here. Set up by Walters. Walters beats his man and comes over the halfway line. He's got a few options. Now he's been joined. White is one that's chasing after it, and it's a good tackle there from Harrison. Harrison, a young player who's come through the academy, a very impressive centre-half, I think, who I think has got a good future. And is certainly impressed, I think, in pre-season games that I've seen, and made a good tackle there. The ball's still with Leeds United, though. Back out here to Byram. Byram in field now. Finds Murphy. Murphy distributes the ball into the area with a lack of accuracy, and it was easily picked out by Stephen Drench, and it's comfortably in the goalkeeper's arms. 13 minutes to go. I'd take 0-0 now. I'd be very happy with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, you know, whatever the result is, I think Guiseley really have put in a fantastic amount of effort, made Leeds United, you know, look, you know, at their level, really. I think Guiseley have played really well, up their game. Leeds United, I think ever since them changes have been made, they haven't really got going, and guys have been able to take full advantage of that. And, you know, you could argue, guys, they'll be a bit disappointed that they haven't got a goal yet. White
now on the ball. Gets the ball across, and it goes across the 6-yard box and away for a goal kick. Disappointing end to that manoeuvre. 12 minutes to go, Guiseley and Leeds United. 0-0 here on Guiseley Radio, Guiseley AFC Radio. Delighted that you've followed us through a couple of pre-season scores. A final result, next week we play them. Nuneaton 1, Coventry 0. And there was another scoreline as well that is of local interest, and that is Bradford, who've beaten Shelbourne 4-0, or leading 4-0 at the moment. Seems to be an interruption in that Nuneaton game, so I don't know if there maybe has been a little spot of bother, perhaps. Wimbledon also in another pre-season friendly, beating Chelsea 2-1.
Well, there you go. Did they put the first two?
Yeah, you never know, do you? You never know. But thanks to everyone who's tweeted us and followed us this afternoon, and hopefully you've enjoyed it thus far. 12 minutes to go. We've got plenty of potential opportunities, no doubt, for a goal to come in. Leeds United fans will expect it to be for them, but guys, you've had a couple of chances, and now they step forward with Lowe, who comes up from centre-half over the halfway line and then opts to give it back to Porritt. Porritt plays a raking ball out towards Redmond Lee, it was, but it was well cut out. Walters collects the ball, but he's watched well by Kyle Harrison, and he knocks it out for a throw-in to Leeds United. Taken quickly. The ball in towards White. White into the area, tries to shake off the attention of two Guiseley defenders. Plays a brilliant cross across here, and Matt Smith had a header that should have been converted, but it was blocked on the line, and then eventually the ball bounces high and into the hands of Stephen Drench.
Well, he decides to be unselfish and head the ball across goal, Smith, but he can get a lot of power with his headers. You know, he scored quite a few famous headers in his time already. You know,
sorry, go on.
At Leeds United and also before Leeds United. And, you know, I'm just surprised he didn't just have a head at goal there, because it's a free header. Instead, he heads it across goal to no one in particular, and Hull's able to clear.
Leeds United fans I know, he seems to divide opinion. And there certainly wasn't the sense, you know, when the ball fell to him with a great opportunity to head the ball home. You didn't certainly get a sense around the ground that the visiting fans were expecting that to go in the back of the net, which was rather strange. Long ball forward now, looking for Boys to get on the end of it. Over the top by Hall, but low. This time too far away from him, back in with the goalkeeper. Now picked up here by Rudy Austin. Comes over the halfway line. White, Austin combine well. Ball into the feet of Hunt. Hunt is challenged by Boys, who's worked his socks off, hasn't he, this afternoon. He'll have got a good work out of this, and now picked up here by Byram. Byram lays it in towards the feet of Walters. Walters clipped by Danny Hall. Free kick to Leeds United, just on the edge of the 18-yard box, to the right-hand side, probably just a few feet in from the angle of the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. And there's about 3 or 4 Leeds United players lining up further on the left-hand side towards the back post to get on the end of this delivery that White will attempt to cross. Dangerous position, this. I think Tom would agree, as he's nodded off.
Yes, I certainly would.
Free kick's about to be taken here. White delivers with the left foot in towards the back post, headed over. And it was a good chance, that. It was Jason Pearce, I think, who got the final touch on it. There'll be another Guiseley change in a minute. But that was a good opportunity there for Pearce to head home. Couple of substitutions.
Number 16, Jamil Eblay. Number 13, Colin Marshall.
So it's Callum Marshall and Jamil Eblay who are coming on. Danny Hall, who's had a fantastic afternoon, who will take a rest for the last 10 minutes. Eblay will take his place at the heart of the central defence. And Adam Boys. And he has really done very well this afternoon, really worked his socks off, and yeah, it's just an encouraging sign for this season that he just looks sharp and ready for this new campaign.
Yeah, I don't think there are many pre-season games where you talk about a player coming off and they really have run themselves into the ground. Adam Boys has, because he's run after everything from lost causes to, you know, potential chances, and, you know, he's impressed the Guiseley fans, and, you know, it's so important that he has signed on permanently after such a great end to last season.
Callum Marshall's been working hard this week, getting this ground ready for this afternoon. That's the kind of thing that happens. But guys, they've done well. The pitch is looking excellent, I have to say. The rain perhaps has helped it. But as they head into this last 10 minutes, those changes, I think, do, you know, disrupt things, possibly give a chance for other players. Smith now with the shot from distance. Well held by Stephen Trench. Never really had the power on it. Matt Smith dry from distance. There's a little bit of a chuckle as Stockdale took a rather amusing tumble, didn't he, on the edge of the area under the challenge. Now Leeds come forward, possibly now feeling that now guys have made those few changes that this should be the time that they grab the goal. Byram couldn't get on the end of that one, but he has earned his side a throw-in right up from the corner flag here.
Well, Stockdale falling over. He fell over because he put so much into every tackle. He missed the man, falls flat on his face. But, you know, it just shows, it's encouraging the amount of effort he's putting in, you know, trying to earn this deal at Guiseley.
Cross comes in now from Walters, but again, not real direction on the cross, and no real anticipation of the front men. This doesn't seem to gel for Leeds United this afternoon, really. I don't know if they're just still working out where they connect and how they line up. Already we're anticipating goalless of perhaps AD Towers on the tannoy there, just letting us know that the 0-0 scoreline will be the golden goal winner. If you manage to pick that one out, you might be feeling fairly comfortable at the moment that you're going to win some money.
Yeah, because, you know, every time Leeds United get forward, they've got 2 attacking men, Noel Hunt and Matt Smith, and both of them just go to the near post. You know, you want one to go near and one to go far, and it just makes it very, very hard for the person delivering the cross.
Danny Lowe's just had a dreadful touch on that ball as he tried to take it down. Picked up well here by Luke Murphy. Plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Hunt goes chasing after it. There's a tackle comes in and a corner conceded from Jamil Eblay. But he did have to stretch to make the challenge on Hunt. And in the end, guys, you now have a corner to face.
And with some big men in there, you've got to mark your man.
Corner looks like it's going to be taken short for a moment, doesn't it there, Tom? But Hunt came to collect. Can't quite see who the corner taker is with the crowds that we have today. The ball comes in over to the back post, headed in towards a goal, nodded into the back of the net, and I think it might have been Harrison who got the last touch on it. And Leeds United have made the breakthrough, and I'm not entirely sure who got the ball in the back of the net. It looked like it might have been Harrison who had the last touch, and it was an own goal. But with 5 minutes to go, Leeds United have made the breakthrough, and it's now Guiseley 0, Leeds United 1.
Yeah, such a shame. It's been a fantastic effort by Guiseley the Lions, and you know, it's a free header, it's last-minute goal, and it's been credited to Jason Pearce. It did hit off Carl Harrison. It was going in though, so maybe, you know, just give it to the player who wants the goal, because I don't think Carl Harrison particularly wants to be credited with that own goal. But
no, of course not. No.
Such a shame for guys, it really is, because you know, they've deserved to either draw this game or even win it, because they've put so much effort in, and it really is last minute, you know, another last minute defeat for Guiseley. Obviously not as serious though or concerning as the Altrincham one.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to lose any sleep over this, that's for sure. Elliot Scott's now come on now in the last minute. You may have just got some feedback from the visiting fans on their performance there. I couldn't possibly comment. Guiseley trailing by 1-0. And it's been a fantastic effort from the Lions. Ryan Tilson now with the ball. Guiseley still looking like they want to get back into this game. The ball now here with Callum Marshall. Plays the ball down the right-hand side. Redmond Leeds just managed to get himself into an offside position. Made a good run though. Tried to get onto it on the right-hand side. 3 minutes to go. Leeds and Guiseley, who for a long spell were locked at 0-0 and looked fairly even Stevens. It's finally been a goal from Jason Pearce that's separated the two sides from a corner. Sort of bundled over the line eventually, but that certainly doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of the value that Guiseley can take away from this game this afternoon. Leeds now on the attack once again. Come forward down the left-hand side, and they have got options in Austin, so the ball ticking over with Leeds United at the moment. Into the feet of Austin, and then eventually launched forward, but it's a poor ball and there's some groans. Eventually Gavin Rothery puts the tackle in and wins it. Holsworth plays it forward. Redmond Lee, the only man forward at the moment. He's not really able to get on the end of that. 2.5 minutes to go, 1-0 to Leeds United. Good tackle and battling away once again from the Lions. Harrison, who tried valiantly to prevent the ball going over the line in the goal that Pearce headed home. Perhaps got a touch just on the line, almost preventing the goal. But Guiseley at the moment with Harrison and Eblay knocking the ball around at the back, looking for perhaps a ball that they might go long and thread it through. Gavin Rothery takes over inside the centre circle. Eblay just holds on to the ball a bit too long, and Hunt closes him down, but it's a throw-in the end that's given to Guiseley. Eblay and Harrison at centre halves look for options, but it's a little bit bereft of ideas at the moment from the back there. Harrison pressed, and then Eblay takes a good little touch into the feet of Stockdill. And then Andy Holdsworth has lost possession. Walters now comes down the left-hand side. He's got options coming forward in support in White, and there's Smith. In the end, option he's taken is to go all the way back to the back line, where Scott Wootton has a touch, and then eventually the ball comes down the left-hand flank and is picked up here by Warnock. Warnock crosses the ball and looks for Smith, but it goes over him into the back post here where Luke Murphy crosses, headed away by Harrison, only as far as Murphy once again. Murphy threads the ball really well through for Byram, and then the ball simply tapped home by Matt Smith. A good bit of pass and move from Leeds United. The ball out to the right-hand side, then laid into the path of Matt Smith, who really couldn't miss from the edge of the 6-yard box, completely unmarked, and now it's Guiseley 0, Leeds United 2.
Yeah, simple goal for Smith there. You know, it's a tap-in, and it could very easily be the final action of the match, which is a shame because 2-0's a bit harsh on Guiseley for, you know, all the efforts the lads have put in, but, you know, simple goal, Leeds United carve Guiseley open, and it's just, you know, them couple of changes in defence, Leeds United have been able to take advantage of it.
So, 45 minutes is up. The referee doesn't add any on for injuries or stoppages. Not really any point in a pre-season friendly, is there? So the 90 minutes is through, and Guiseley have had a good workout this afternoon. They've certainly played a big part in this pre-season friendly and showed that they've got a good side. Dave Hockaday and Mark Bauer just shaking hands. Hockaday acknowledging the part that Guiseley have played in this afternoon's fixture between these two near Leeds sides. And Guiseley, I think, have been unlucky that in the last 5 minutes or so of that game that the 2 goals came, and ended up with a 2-0, what looks like a routine pre-season friendly victory for Leeds United. But for long parts of that, the Lions played a good part in this game and came close to scoring on more than one occasion, certainly in the early parts of that second half.
Yeah, most definitely. I think when you look at Guiseley, Danny Forrest in particular had 2 fantastic efforts. And, you know, on another day, one of them might have just crept in. But for both sides, I think there's a lot of positives you can take from it. Leeds United, it was a good workout. You know, really their first good workout after a 16-0 win and then facing themselves again. You know, for Hockaday, he'll be very happy with that. And for Guiseley, there are plenty of positives to face a championship side and to take them to 89 minutes before you concede. So many positives. And really, that's the definition of a good pre-season game for both sides. Both sides have been made to work hard, and you know that's the aim of pre-season football.
Well, last time we lost late on in front of a big crowd, we were absolutely bereft, and we could hardly speak about it for weeks. This time, well, we're not so fussed. It's been a good afternoon, and it's been a good performance from the Lions against a very strong Leeds United side. So I think we've made a very good account of ourselves. It's been a good all-round occasion for the club, and plenty of Leeds United fans who've come down and hopefully experienced Nethermoor for the first time, and will appreciate what is an offer here, and may come back again later on in the season. But thanks for all of your tweets and your follows this afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed it on Guiseley AFC Radio. We'll be back for the league campaign, actually. I think that's the next time we'll be on air. Hopefully we'll have got over some of the gremlins that we suffered earlier on today as we travel to Leamington on the 9th of August. But other than that, there's a few pre-season friendlies yet to come. Don't forget, on Monday night, Huddersfield Town travel to Nethermoor, and it's going to be another strong Huddersfield side apparently that will be facing the Lions. So it'll be another big test for Mark Bauer's men, and hopefully another good occasion for the club and a good test that they will live up to as they have done this afternoon. But thanks very much for your follow. Tom and I will now take a break, and we'll see you again at the start of the season.